We move these every day. So every morning they get moved. I'll move one right now. So this will be the second move of the day, but that's all right. I'm going to move these. I'll move one right now just to show you how we do move them. And then you'll be able to see it, all right? So let me go through the procedure here. So we use a little dolly like this, and when this displaces all the Cargill, Purdue, and Tyson and Pilgrim's Pride houses, you'll be able to buy this at every gas station and Ace hardware store in the country. So this is the tool, and we just come up to it. Stick it under the back end. That breaks ground contact. And then we pull them and the birds just walk on the pasture. They walk to make a buck. Okay? Pull the dolly out. And you just go on to the next one, the next one, and work your way right through. And in 60 minutes, one person with that little dolly can move 4,500 chickens. There's 75 birds in a shelter. We can move them every 60 seconds. So one person can move 4,500 birds in 1 hour with that little dolly. No petroleum, no engine, no nothing. Now, let's back up and think big picture a little bit. The average farmer in America is 60 years old. So I just did a phone interview with some MBA students 2 weeks ago who are trying to create a successional transition fund. And they told me that all their research indicates that in the next 10 years, 2/3 of America's agriculture equity is going to change hands. That's land, buildings, and equipment. Think about that. In 10 years, now, you know, if you're 5 years old, 10 years seems like a long time. But if you're 50, 10 years is not very long, and you know it. 10 years, half of all America's agriculture equity is going to change hands. That has never happened in any civilization history in peacetime. It's only happened in conquest. Now, I'm not saying we're getting ready to be conquested. Maybe we are, I don't know. But the point is, this is an unprecedented occurrence in history. So the question is, well, so where's it all going to go? If it's all going to change hands, where's it going to go? See, the problem, and so the question is, well, why aren't young people getting into it? Anybody have an idea? Yes. Hard and it costs a lot. What costs a lot? Land.
Equipment mortgage.
Okay. Here's the deal. When the cost and the difficulty of entry are so big that young people can't get in, old people can't get out. So we've got two generations, one running in, one running out, and they're both stuck on the road. There's no ramp. One can't get off, one can't get on. So here's what I propose. Looking at this, Number one, I want you to appreciate that this is mobile infrastructure. The mobile infrastructure allows us to not own the land that the farm is on. What makes this a farm is not zoning, it's that there's a farmer. Okay? So a given piece of land only becomes a farm when there is a farmer activity going on. So if we can take our farmer activity and move it around from spot to spot, suddenly we don't have to own the land that the farming is happening on. That's a game changer. Okay? So these can be placed anywhere. Land you rent, land you own, land you collaborate with, you know, under an orchard, on an interstate median, you know, the grass around an airport. I mean, wherever you want it, you can place a farm there. That's a game changer. Number two, it's modular. So first it's mobile, second it's modular. Okay? If you want to grow a chicken, not that anybody in this group would want to raise a chicken for Tyson, but if you did, what's the first thing you'd have to do? Build a barn, build a house. Are they cheap?
Nope.
No. $300,000 to $500,000. Higher than that. Sound like you know somebody that built one. Now it's about 800. Okay, well, let's just say $500,000 just for discussion. All right. And once all this $4 trillion of funding money comes into the economy, there'll probably be about $2 million. So anyway, here we are. Yeah, that's the Iranians coming in. Anybody say something about conquest? All right. So anyway, so here we are. Maybe it's the Chinese. I don't know. But anyway, here's the deal. If you want to grow a chicken for Tyson, the first thing you got to do is build a $500,000 house. Would you call that an impediment to entry?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. In fact, I like to call it elitist. Yeah, that's what they call me. You got those expensive chickens. You know, you're an elitist. Well, I think if you're in a fraternity that I have to borrow $500,000 to enter, I call that an elite fraternity too. Okay? But here's the thing with this, all you got to do is cancel your Netflix subscription for 2 months, and with pocket change, you can build one of these and be in the chicken business. And if you like it, you can build a second one. And if you like it even more, you can build a third. And if you're crazy like we are, you can build 200 of them. But you build them over time with retained earnings, debt-free. Dave Ramsey would be proud. Okay? So the modular aspect allows you to get in with an embryo that's small enough to birth, and then you can scale in real time, debt-free. That's a game changer. Number three, so we got mobile, modular, and the third one is management intensive. And that's, of course, when the opposition really gets on their high horse and with a great condescending attitude says, yeah, I knew there was a catch. This would require more farmers. As if they can't imagine a worse occurrence in a techno-sophisticated, luxurious culture like ours to demean itself with more lowly farmers. And I would suggest guilty as charged and proud of it, because we have purposely exchanged pharmaceutical intensity, energy intensity, capital intensity for people. And I say that's a fair trade. And what that does is it moves our equity from depreciable physical stuff to skill,
Quality of life.
information, and relationships. And skill, information, and relationships are all wealth that a bank can't foreclose on and a lending agency can't put a lien on. So I suggest that that's a good trade. And I'm glad that our equity is in skill, knowledge, and relationships. That's better than a 401k plan any day, in my opinion. So I might be poor in cash, but wealthy in skill, knowledge, and relationships. That's real wealth. So we don't apologize that this actually puts more people on the land. We think the land needs more people. We've been emptying out our countryside into the urban sector for too long, and it's time to bring some of that wealth and that visceral connectedness back to our rural areas. And so we call this the reverse, the reverse trend, okay? So we've got mobile, modular, management intensive, okay? And all of those things bring us to a place where a young person can enter. This is part of our ministry here, is about how do you create a platform to allow young people to germinate as full-time farmers. Not running to town to support their farm habit with the town job, but actually if you want to farm, let's farm. Let's farm full-time. Let's stay home and let's farm full-time. So that's the idea. That's enough for me. Let's go to questions, and we'll take a few, and we'll go to the next stop. Yes, sir.